Okay, so after I after I got off the phone with you guys yesterday. After we got off the phone, I had only watched 3 episodes. There's 8 episodes in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched it, and I gave you guys a 7 out of 10. I have since redacted that rating, and it had fluctuated harshly in the downward trend after continuing
in the downward
to
trend.
Yeah, after continuing to watch. So I always give shows like the benefit of the doubt for the first 3 episodes. I think that's fair. I think it's honest, and I think you really need to give a show 3 episodes before you completely give up. By the 3rd episode, I give you a 7 out of 10, so it's not the end of the world, right? When I went back and watched, literally during the 4th episode, I looked at Bryce. I said, "Can we shut this off? Can I be done?"
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
It started to get so cheesy, and then it started getting, like I told you guys, I don't need a shot-for-shot remake, but like, it's some of the stuff I was like, you guys are just taking liberties that don't even make sense now. Like, they don't make sense.
Okay.
Like, you're just trying to do too much in 8 episodes that now you're trying to get too much done, that if I didn't know what was going on, no one would know what was going on. So if I was like a brand new person watching this now, like, how's anyone like keeping up with all of these stories you have going on? Yes, Mare.
I have a question. So is it because the like animated is several seasons, right? And is this trying to fit all of those into one season?
It's not. It's, you can tell they're trying to do multiple seasons with it. However, it also didn't make any sense because in the 8 episodes, we didn't even get almost to where book 1, which in the animated series, like book 1 ends. It's like we barely even got started. So it feels like we aren't even like as into it as we need to be. However, they've already done so many stories within the story of so many other seasons. Like, they're trying to like, oh, this is a funny element, let's add this. Oh, this is a funny element, let's add this. And then they're trying to like intertwine stories, and it's just like there's not enough time that has passed by for it to be believable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, why do they like each other? Or like, wait, why are they like really connected? Because I feel like they just met each other like today. Like, this is all happening the same day. That's kind of how the episodes feel. And it's like, how did we get to the point where all of these things are so, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
do you think it would be as cheesy if it was animated? Or do you think because like it's people, it feels like, I know you wouldn't really act like that person.
No, the actors aren't great. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So the main kid, Aang, literally like the main character who is the Avatar.
The namesake.
Do you think that
he's
the
just not good.
preview was better? Like, sometimes I feel like the preview, they show you everything,
every good thing
in
that
minute and a half, and then you get so hype, and then when you're like in it, you're like, okay, those were all of the highlights. You know, you like expect some substance in the middle, obviously.
I think it was like the writing it's when you're like talking to somebody like, listen, I know that your family's had a really hard time these past couple of days and life's been really hard lately, but don't forget that everybody's counting on you. It's like we would get those, like, that same dialogue and that same story would get mentioned every episode like multiple times to just like bring home the fact that like, you're the Avatar, you're important.
Yeah, we get it.
And then I told Bryce, I'm convinced that the kid who's playing Avatar didn't have to memorize any lines because he pretty much says the same thing the whole 8 episodes, which is premise. He is in a block of ice for 100 years. Okay. And so the world is going on and he's stuck in a block of ice for 100 years. When he comes out of the block of ice, he has to like catch up with the 100 years that have gone by. And he pretty much the whole time is like, well, I ran away and I wasn't there when everybody needed me and I'm the Avatar. And it's like, yes, we get that. You can say that like the first episode or two, but I know for a fact that was stated at least 2 to 3 times every single episode. I wasn't there and you needed me. I wasn't there and everyone needed me. But then people would also see like, you're the Avatar. Where were you? We needed you for the past 100 years. Like, and it was like, okay, we got it. Like, sheesh, you're trying to really make this 12-year-old feel bad. And then I don't know. It was too much. And so
was the cast at least good or no?
They like visually, like if they didn't speak and I just stared at them, I was happy with how things were.
Sure.
I think Sokka, he's one of the main characters. I thought he was fabulous. I thought he was great. He is very. I was mostly nervous about his character because his character in the animated series is super cheesy and kind of funny.
I hate his character.
It's fine. You can hate him, but he's like one of those characters. It's like he brings the comedic relief when you kind of need it to like be less serious. So I was worried he was going to be super annoying, but he actually held the show together. And Aang and Katara sucked. I told Bryce they have no emotional range and their facial expressions were the same the entire movie or whatever it was show. And I don't know. It just wasn't. Zuko wasn't angsty enough, and Uncle Iroh wasn't like. I feel like he wasn't given enough wisdom. I don't know. So anyway, if another series comes out, Bryce says he will watch it, and if he's like, "No, we're gonna watch it," then I'll watch it. But I mean, I literally begged him. I'm like, "Can I be done?" Like I got up multiple times and like was like taking a walk during the show. I'm like still walking. I'm just like still watching it, but I had to like get up and like
do something else.
Do a lap to like
just watch.
I'm like, oh, Bryce is so bad. And he's like, come on, just you can do it. Just keep watching. And so anyway.
So what was your final rating then?
At one point the rating got as low as 5.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. That's like what we gave Kira's movie.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
I would say at this point it's to a 6. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I think Bryce ranked it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm never going to go back and watch it.
I'm so sad for you. Like, I know you were so pumped.
That's what I get, though. I'm never getting my hopes up for anything ever again.
Your hopes were pretty high.
Well, why was the trailer so good? Like, Kira, you literally nailed it. Like, stop making trailers so good and then bad content.
Right. Like, you got to live up to the trailer. Yeah. Like, that is just, like, an awful marketing tactic, too. Like, I do hate when it's, like, you find out, like, oh, like, he has a son, or, oh, that person dies, or, like, almost dies in the trailer. I'm like, don't give me every single thing. Like, give me a general idea so that when I go in, I understand. Like, I mean, this is off of Avatar, but even for something like that, like, show us what it actually is. Show us a mediocre trailer so we know that it's going to be mediocre.
Yeah.
So that we don't get our hopes
or
up.
show like all the good special effects that you'd have so that when we get to the show we think you all have good special effects and then they're actually like kind of trash.
Yeah
Anyway, whatever. I've decided that I'm just gonna move on because that's all you can do. But once again the Avatar The Last Airbender franchise has been done dirty. Just done dirty. We're never going to talk about the movie that came out. Hey, it's Casey.
I'm Meredith.
And this is Kiera.
And we're 3 best friends in a long-distance relationship.
We've learned some valuable lessons along the way over the last 10 years of being friends.
Now let's get to it because... Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to It's Been Forever. I'm Meredith.
I'm Kiera.
And I'm Casey.
And today, we're talking. And we have not discussed anything related to our Mennonite origin in a long time.
We haven't. Not since season 2.
Yeah. Honestly, it was like early days of season 1 just to kind of like get it out of the way and explain.
We've heard the listeners want more Mennonite content.
So today, we're going to talk about... our prom experiences / our proms were not called proms. They were called banquets.
And we're going to dive so much more into that.
We'll dive into it later. But first, we have an email that Casey's going to read for us.
We do. Okay, so I'm super excited to read this email today. This is from Cadence. Cadence Yoder.
Hi, Cadence.
So Cadence is not technically related to me in any sense. However, I feel like she is. So maybe you feel the same, Cadence. So
love that.
Cadence's mom is sisters with my brother-in-law. So my brother-in-law has a sister, his own personal sister, and that is her mother.
So like your sister is Cadence's aunt.
Yes. That would have maybe been a better way to go about it.
No, that's okay.
I was like literally trying to follow.
However, I didn't go that way.
It's fine.
I didn't go that way.
So you kind of are related.
Like literally
by marriage,
Cadence, maybe you didn't know this, but when she was born, like I went to the hospital and I like held her.
Oh, cute.
So like I've literally known Cadence forever.
How old would she be?
So I think she's a freshman.
Okay.
Or
in high
if
school?
you're a sophomore, I'm gonna throw up. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up.
I love that.
That 1 year difference
like,
is gonna make you ill.
It is. I mean, like the fact that I know that you're in high school, and which don't enjoy that because that means you're so old. But anyway. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. It starts off, "Hey girls," and it says, "It's Cadence Yoder. Meredith and Kira, you guys probably don't know me, but Casey Sperez, that's intentional, knows me. The reason I say Sperez is because that's what I used to call Casey when I was younger.
Aw, cute.
The reason I'm emailing you guys is to back up Meredith on writing checks. Okay, so you have the next generation.
Guys, am I Gen Z? Am I Gen Z? Am I trendsetter?
Okay, and let me digress you also in that same moment. Maybe it's just an Iowa thing, but I think it's normal to write checks.
I think it's a small town thing because Maddie,
it must be,
from another email, said the same thing, and I'm getting the thing we have in common is small town.
Yeah,
interesting.
Thank you, Cadence.
Super funny. So so it's normal to write checks. So, if you go to the Amish bakery or Yachty's ice cream shop, you have to pay with cash or check. And I guess more people have checks than they have cash, which is funny to me. So Mare, she wants you to know, so don't let them discourage you for writing checks.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, discourage.
She also says, how do you guys make a trio friendship work?
Ooh, I
have been in many trio friendships and they always seem to come to an end. So what's your secret? Love you guys.
Oh, that's
Cadence
a fun question.
Yoder.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
that question.
Okay, that's a great question, actually. Because that is a thing.
That's a good question.
I remember growing up, sorry to just swoop right in and talk, but growing up, I had,
go for it.
I was a part of like a group of 3, and there always was one person was always left out. Like, it was always me and this person were like getting along and this other person didn't quite get it, or, or vice versa or whatever. And so, but I've never thought about that with us.
I haven't either.
No.
I think there's been times where one of like 2 of us will be hanging out more. I think, I don't know. We got to a point at one time where we just decided that we don't care if the other person hangs out with each other because we know it's not like an intentional, like we're trying to leave you out. It's we're together and you just weren't here at the moment, or I don't know. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Well, and I feel like now, especially where literally none of us are ever hanging out,
Yeah.
I feel like there are, and even on this podcast, there are times where like Casey and I get an inside joke about SpongeBob that Kira doesn't get.
Oh yeah.
Or like even in the last episode, you guys talking about Yeba, who like, I like Yeba, but you guys are like super into her.
Yeba's our world.
Yeah, exactly. And so like, but I don't think, and like maybe we'll joke around and like Kira will say like, you guys have this thing that I, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's actually, I mean, speak for yourself, Kira, but like, at least for me, I'm not actually like intimidated by that. Like, oh, they're so much better friends. And even like they're doing this on purpose. No way. Like, I think it comes with maturity and with being secure in your friendships of like, I'm okay to be left out of this because I'm not maybe interested in it, or, you know, like it's healthy to have different interests.
No,
Totally.
I definitely agree. I think too, like there have been times in our friendship, I think that we have been, I mean, I say left out in quotes, like sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. That's just part of life. But I think kind of to your point, I think what keeps us like secure is like that's just gonna happen with 3. I mean, I'm one of 3 kids too. I mean, Mary's also, and I think that just like happens sometimes in like family too. Like me and my sister will do stuff and my brother's not involved, or me and my brother will maybe relate more on something from when we were younger because we were like closer in age and my sister was out of the house. Like that just like happens, but it's not like in any ill intent. So I almost feel like the secret is just to like not let things like get you, I guess. And sometimes that's hard like in high school and college because like life is so different then, I feel like. But now it's just like, I think that has just come with time. It's like, oh yeah, I can just sit here and like be happy that you guys know something about something totally. That I don't, and I don't mind sitting back and listening, but I'm not thinking like I'm so annoyed in this moment because I can't relate. It's just more of like oh, how cute, you know. And like, oh, like if you guys would go do a trip together, I'd be like, oh cute, you know, but it wouldn't be sitting here.
I mean, invite me.
Well, like if we didn't invite you, like if,
I mean, maybe it would be a little sad. So I take that back.
Actually, hey, Mary, are you super excited to go do that thing?
Yeah, totally.
Imagine.
Aren't you super pumped?
We're going to the Bahamas,
and you're not invited. We didn't tell you about it.
Oh, did we?
That's different.
Did we forget to tell
That's
you?
different than like.
Yeah, that'd be
that's
different.
Than like not being able to participate. Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, I think too, like we talked about this last episode where you guys were watching the Grey's Anatomy episode where Derek dies. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And you guys were going back and forth like hardcore in the group chat with the 3 of us, and then it stopped. And in my head, I was like, oh, they probably went to go talk like just individually, the 2 of them. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, good for them. Like that's
or like
that's
honestly,
a better
thank you. Stop blowing up my phone.
Honestly, a little bit, right. Thank you. But also, I was like, good for them. They kind of need this moment to like spew it all out and get it all out there. And I'm just not there. So like, I would be doing them a disservice for just continuing to be in the chat and like throwing in something or even just ignoring the whole thing altogether. Like I think it's being super confident in what you and your connections are with your individual friends. Like I know that Kira and we can always talk about like convention in the beginning of our friendship and like Yeba is our girl and like certain things. But then Mare and we can always talk about, I'm sorry, and nothing's coming to my brain in this moment that I'm trying to.
Oh my gosh! Okay, pregnancy.
Oh yeah.
Worship leading,
and that's why I forgot.
It's okay,
and that's why I forgot because I'm pregnant, you know, and I just like don't remember stuff.
Yeah.
And I have the confidence that we are like we're totally good in that area, and if there's something that you guys want to talk about, but I don't have like knowledge / I don't know, care about this subject, then. Good. Like I'm glad that you guys have someone you can talk to about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to always be me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's also okay to know that like it will come in waves no matter if your friend group is 3, 4, or 5. I think it's only natural that maybe at different times of your life, like 2 might be doing a trip, you know, I don't know, mission. I don't know why missions trip came to my mind, but maybe they do something and they have the
Mare and I are going on a missions trip next week to the Bahamas.
I knew it. I'm crying. Or like maybe 2 of you are in sports together and you can bond over that. It just like I think it's only natural that at different like seasons of your life, like to be maybe tighter with this person or not as tight. And like I think that's okay. But I think we always talk about this too, like the thread that we've had and just like the the foundation of our relationship was so
string, tiny to me.
Oh my gosh! You always have to tie Taylor back in.
Sorry, keep going.
Somehow,
I didn't even know who that was.
See, I was gonna say this is one of those moments. Mare is on her own. This is not a tie to any of us.
You guys are together.
I was like, Taylor. Is that from a show?
And I only know that because I would say Mare is up here. I am a little less, and then Casey's just nowhere.
Like
to be
obviously,
found.
I didn't even know what was going on.
But But now I even lost my train of thought. But I just think the foundation of our friendship was just so strong. So I think it's okay to give yourself grace, because I do agree 3s are hard. It
is hard.
Work and it cannot work. But I just think just like roll into that friendship with like confidence and not letting anything like not letting it be taken personally, I guess.
Don't be the one to make the drama. Like, don't be the one to be offended and like, hey,
it's weird that Kira's not like reaching out. Isn't it weird?
Yeah, it's all about
it doesn't
like
need to be weird.
Give up that spirit of offense and be like secure and confident in who you are and what you mean to these people. And maybe, and if that security and that confidence isn't there and who like what you mean to these people, then that is a sign. That's like one of those friendship red flags too. But I think our friendship is so strong. Like, I don't think any of us have any insecurities about any of that. So I think that's how it works.
If we would, we'd also be like,
hey, what's going on? Yeah.
Like, just quick want to ask this question.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about, like, I have this 2 different groups of like friends from high school, like my friends Evan and Emma, and I feel like that's a group of 3 too, you know. And I know at times like the 2 of them like have done stuff together without me, and maybe me, like I went to go visit Emma last year, you know, different things that I'm like, and actually it's funny, I think most of my friend groups are in 3s, oddly enough.
Well, it's funny, I didn't even think about you guys being siblings of 3. I've never even thought about that.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, the 2 of us, because you're what,
I'm
4?
I'm a 4, but then I kind of like 2 and 2, you know, first family, second family. So I don't know, I'm kind of used to doing things by myself, or just having to like be on my own a little bit and have to entertain myself. And so if someone...
Wait, first family,
I don't
family.
get that.
Wait, have I never said anything about this before?
First family.
I don't think so.
You have another family?
Do you mean? Yeah, what?
Okay, first family is my oldest 2 sisters, because they're 12 and 11 years older than me.
Okay.
And then they waited 8 years and then had my brother and me.
First family, second family.
So we call it first family, second family.
Got it.
That makes sense.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I think
so we all
like,
technically only lived in the house together for 5 years.
Wow.
So then we call
that. Okay, yeah, that.
Yeah, we call it first family and second family.
I think I want to go back to Kiera always being part of 3s. Kiera's such a peacemaker that it doesn't shock me that you fit in groups of 3s.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
I do fit in.
Yeah,
with 3s.
because you're not going to be one to be offended, stir up drama, cause any rifts, kind of really. There. You know.
Mm-hmm. Also, have you heard of the sidewalk theory in Friends? Like, I've seen a lot of it on TikTok. If there's like a group of 3s, it's like 2. It's like 3 is really hard to stand next to.
It is
when you're walking.
So who are you in the friend group?
Who are you in the friend group? Are you one of the 2 that
I'm
go
in the back,
or one of the 3?
I'm in the back.
I'm in the back.
And
I'm in the back. I'll fight you for that.
No, I'm in the back.
I'm in the back.
I'm in the back.
We're in a single file line.
This is how it works. Listen, get yourself a friend group of 3 where they all think they're in the back. That's how it works.
That's actually
how it works.
That's how you know.
Oh, that is fascinating.
That's actually so funny. Wait, what are your guys' reasons?
Easter.
I have my own.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight people on it. Like, cool, you guys want to stand next to each other? Like, whatever. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to be offended. I'm just gonna. And like, I hope you find me interesting enough that even though I'm not standing by you, you still want to interact with me. Like, I want to be like the fun, bring up the rear gal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that. Mare, did you say Easter?
Yeah, on the Easter trip. On the Easter trip, you guys were in the front and I was in the back.
Okay, move on. Okay, obviously we said we were sorry. It's like, move on.
I'm actually crying. Okay, that was a bad example.
Stop.
That was a bad
I'm sorry. Okay,
bringing that up.
I'm done bringing it up.
She only brought it up like 3 times in her life ever.
I know. It's just a wound in our friendship,
fine.
But we're moving past.
I'm healing.
We're past it.
You're healing.
Past it.
Yeah, I would say I'm the same though. I'm like, I don't even care. I could be in the back and I can make myself entertained. Like literally, I could sit in my car for what? I could sit in my car for what was that word?
In your tower? What are you saying?
Tower?
Cower.
I'm unwell.
I could sit in my tower for hours.
I would just say car. But
car
I could
for hours.
For hours.
Cowards.
Just on my phone and like literally not be bothered because I can make myself entertained somehow, some way.
Like you just look outside and like look at the world.
Look at life. I'm like, actually, I don't want to talk right now. I will be alone to shut up and look at the flowers.
Look, she's looking up. By the way, I just want to point to
I'm
everyone who can't see. She's looking up and looking at the flowers.
Heavens about the flowers.
Wow,
perfect.
I'm crying.
I really like
Maybe
that
that's
question,
how you know.
Cadence. That was good.
I know.
We could have a whole episode
really
about that. We basically just did.
You kind of just enlightened us too, so thank you for that. That was fun.
Okay, should we jump into banquets?
Let's jump into banquets.
Okay, so
who wants to explain
I would love to. So if you remember back to our like early episodes talking about like Mennonite faith, one thing in the Mennonite church is that there was no dancing.
It's frowned
upon. Dancing leads to other things.
Yeah.
And other
what
things
does it lead to?
Sexual immorality
Babies.
and babies.
Oh.
I
don't know why I said
so
that.
anyways, we each went to a Mennonite high school. And so instead of prom where there's dancing, we each had banquet at our high schools.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Should I jump in and explain my banquet experiences?
Yeah. I think our banquets are all a little bit different.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see the flares that we
Yes.
each have. And then just reminder, Mare's from Pennsylvania, Kira's from Virginia, and then I'm from Iowa. And so even though we're all from the Mennonite network, we all have our own flares on Mennonite isms.
Yeah,
I love that.
Anyway,
shout out
take
Facebook
it away,
Flare if you remember what that is. Anyways, I loved Facebook Flare. Anyways, okay, so at my school, Belleville Mennonite School, the banquet was for juniors and seniors, and the juniors would plan it every year, and like it would come out of their class fund, and it was like a gift to the seniors, kind of. So, but sophomores could go if they were invited.
Really?
Yes. If they were asked, they could go. No, it's fine. If they were asked, they could go, and you could ask someone who was a year out of high school, also. But if you're over a year, yeah. Like if
they were dating or just if they were
asked, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it would usually only be if you were dating. Like, why would you want to go back to your high school prom unless you're going with your like significant other, you know?
I mean, amen.
Yeah. So anyways,
sorry if that like rubbed anybody the wrong way. But, like,
if you really love your high school prom.
Thank God.
I love high school.
Oh my gosh.
So anyways, I'm trying to think. My sophomore year, I did go. I was asked by a friend. Sorry.
Wow.
Okay. So I was asked by a friend, but I was a backup.
So he asked somebody and they said no.
He
and
asked
then you
someone
were the
that he had a
backup.
crush on. She said no.
Oh.
And then literally like the next day he was like, hey, do you want to go? And this was your friend. It was a friend, right? Yes. It was Steven.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yes. I can envision the photo.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
I had a blue dress. It contrasted nicely with his orange hair.
Oh, guys, we have to just quick time. Like, we have to put our prom dresses, our banquet dresses.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
I loved my dress from that year. I would love to do that.
Do you still love it?
I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't wear it today, but I look back on that picture and I'm like, that looked good. Because it wasn't super prom-y. It was like a formal
banquet
dress. It was banquety.
What's banquety?
Anyways, but I do remember I had a friend and her older brother was like also friends with Steven, and he was like, he only asked you as a backup, right? Like he was like he told you. And I was like, oh, awesome. That makes me feel super great. But it's fine. I mean, I didn't like have a crush on this guy anyway, so it was fine. But it was kind of like, oh, right. Second best, cool, awesome. But anyways, right. So I was so pumped to go. It was super fun. I mean, so every year it's basically a meal, and then they'll have some sort of entertainment. So one year they had like a caricaturist come, and that was like the entertainment. Like you'd go and sit and get your caricature done, and then I guess one of you would take it home.
Oh,
I guess not, because there's just one.
You have to fight over it.
Yeah, or like one other year they had a magician, which that pushed some boundaries. There were some people that did not like that.
That is racy.
Yeah, there were people that did not like that, so we never had that again. Whenever it was my junior year, our theme was an Irish pub, but we couldn't say pub, so we said Irish.
How did you get away with that?
We said Irish restaurant.
No.
Yeah. But honestly, it was so much fun because then for the entertainment, we just had like a pool table and like a dartboard. It literally was set up like a bar.
Oh, okay.
So it was like we came and we ate and like played games, and I don't know, it was really fun. But and I'm trying to think.
I mean, yeah, that's a fun.
That year I went with the same person. I went with Steven.
Okay.
Did I? Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
Twice in a row. I mean, that's pretty.
Who did I go with senior year? I'm actually upset I can't think about this.
I
so
know.
many
Were you
people
dating
just can't
anyone?
remember.
I'm sorry. Can we?
Sorry, I went so many times.
Sorry,
I'm
I just
getting
lost
them all
track.
jumbled
Oh, no,
up.
my senior year. Okay, I do remember this. I asked someone my senior year.
Oh.
So then my senior year, I asked my friend Colin. He was a year below me, and I would like take him and his sister to school in the mornings. I would like go and pick them up.
Okay.
And he was just a really good friend. Like, not even in like a friend zone way. Like, we were just, it was super platonic. There was no crushes. But I asked him, and it was super fun. Like, go to prom, go to banquet with a friend. Honestly, it makes it so much more fun than like any sort of like romantic, like sexual tension type of, you know what I mean? Like, oh, does he like me? Does he not? It's like, no, I'm just here with a bro, and it rocks.
I'm just here to,
you know,
to not dance. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
just
But also, one
sit
thing that I
next to
remember
him.
about my experiences specifically is it was like a thing in my school to not really buy your prom dress. Like, we always borrowed from other people until like my senior year, I bought my prom dress. But my junior year and my sophomore year, I borrowed from other people from like previous years. And honestly, that was the way to do it. Like, why am I going to spend $300 each year on a dress that I'm going to wear one night?
Yeah. I did that too my senior year, to be fair. I borrowed one from a girl that wore it like 2 years ago, and I was like, I like that dress. I think we're the same size.
And I borrowed them
then
from
it,
people
fit
who
like a
went
glove.
to like the public school, so it was like prom. So not,
Better
you know,
dress
it
smart.
wasn't like
I did do that.
seen.
I actually wore my sister's. I wore
Yeah.
Carlene's from like years before then. So
yeah, I love
that's
that.
Fun.
So super fun. My banquet experiences were fun. I mean, honestly, it was kind of lame just because it's like you're just eating and then
banquets are lame.
The
so
fun part of
lame.
banquet is like there was like an after banquet party that was like a school sanctioned thing, you know, like it was at someone's house, and that was the fun thing. Like we'd all go to that afterwards and like watch a movie and hang out and you know whatever. But
after banquet. Did you ever have that?
Yeah.
And then after banquet.
We didn't have an
We
after
had that.
banquet.
Whoa.
That sounds naughty.
After I know.
Okay, I'm excited to get into that.
We're gonna go from Mayor's small school to now Kiara's like, we'll call this the big Mennonite school.
Yeah.
Because in comparison,
How many
in comparison
people?
to all the Mennonite
Yeah.
schools,
What was
though,
your high
Kiara,
school?
you went to a big school.
My high school was 50 people.
That's true.
And mine
Then
was like
big.
100. Mine was like 100. Give
And
or
mine
take.
was like 50, 60 per grade.
I'm gonna Google.
So-
I don't trust you because we talked
In
about Harrisonburg and how big Harrisonburg
you
is.
thought it
I'm
was-
gonna Google.
Okay, Google Harrisonburg population minus JMU in 2012. I
no.
think it will be different.
EMHS.
How many people went to your school? Like, you either know or you don't know.
I mean, per grade was like 60, maybe 50 to 60. So times 4.
I don't know.
And then the middle school probably had like 40 people.
We're not worried about the middle school right now. We're just worried about
just
the
high
high
school.
school.
Just the high school. So 50. So like between 200 and 300 maybe.
Okay, that's massive in comparison to
hilarious
like most Mennonite high schools, though. Like,
You're right.
all Mennonite.
Okay.
I would say besides Christopher Dock in Pennsylvania, you guys were the biggest.
Okay, I'm seeing.
Maybe you're right.
No, I am
Is
right.
it?
I know.
Is
I'm
your
right.
school? Is it K through 12?
Technically.
K through 12, it's 380. According to niche.com, what is that?
No idea. Interesting. K to 12. I mean, they just added like elementary school like while I was in high school, I
Okay.
think. So it was
so it's still not like
newer.
a massive thing. Okay, but if you said like 300, I'm rolling with that.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Yeah.
high school, let's go with 250. That
Fine.
feels
Okay.
That's like kind of in the middle. Okay, so Mayor's small class. My
massive
class.
Huge.
Okay.
Outrageously large.
So outrageously massive. I mean, people listening that like go to high schools with like 400 per grade are probably like dying right now.
I know.
But okay, my banquet, why I said speak for yourself is I actually really liked my banquet. Granted, that was because I was dating someone both years. So I did go with my high school boyfriend my junior year and my senior year. And at my high school, I don't know if it was the same with your guys, is like they tried to make it prom-y in the sense of like how you ask your person. Like people, the stories kind of got around like, oh, how did they ask you? And like, I mean, for like Mennonites, it was like, oh, they baked me a cake and it said banquet on top or whatever. You know, it was like small scale stuff, but still cute. And I'll have to share this story because Johnny, if you're LOL, why would you be listening? Literally, why? But if you are, hi. But I will say my junior year, so this was like kind of fresh into our relationship because it was springtime and we started dating like winter of that year, so a couple months in, and I had he knew that I liked mint Oreos. This is just so funny looking back. And he had this plate, like this really pretty plate with like Oreos on it. I was like, cute. And he was like, he like lifted over the top part and he carved out the letters banquet ? In the icing in the Oreo.
Oh, I thought he was like
one Oreo?
chiseled away.
No, in the whole B. So he like twisted one Oreo and then carved out B. ANQUET.
Why was I imagining
Oreos?
him like chiseling the Oreos?
Honestly, I'm
into
still
shape?
not picturing
No. You can't. So you know how you scrape
there's
off,
frosting.
like you twist an Oreo and there's frosting on one side and on the other. On the frosting side, he carved out the letter B,
like a B in the frosting.
B in the frosting, and then the A in another Oreo.
Thank you.
And so it was really cute because I was like, I like Oreos, and this is cute. So that was my first year. How he asked me. In my second year, I was hanging out with another couple friend that we liked, and the two of them were like musicians, and they both like changed up the lyrics to "Hey there, Delilah," but then like "Hey there, Liz," and like had like a whole poem for her. And then Johnny was like, "Hey there, Kiera," blah 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 blah, banquet, and it was actually
so cute,
really cute. Okay. And I remember like we were in like. Not really, but I was like, I think I was like, I'm actually really shocked because he went from Oreos to like
a song.
Writing a song.
Aww. Anyways, and it was really sweet, I will say. And so we were both like, this is like the cutest thing ever. And the four of us were friends, so it was kind of like cute that they planned something together. So, anyways, that's leading up to it. But at my banquet, you could also be asked if you were younger or older, but you had to be dating was the thing. So it wasn't like you could just ask anyone. So that's why I asked, like, which I get. Like, you probably would be dating if you were going, but they couldn't just be like, I want to ask this freshman that or sophomore that I think is cute. They're like, no, you have to like literally be dating.
Okay.
I do remember the dress code was super strict, which is probably not going to be a shocker to anybody considering it's Christian school.
Was yours strict, Mare?
They didn't have us like we didn't have to have our dresses pre-approved by any means. No.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
Okay. I guess we didn't have to, but if we got there and then the lady that I forget her name, but was kind of like over the dress code was like, yeah, that's too low, or the back is like, oh, that's too low. She would like have little shawls for people to like
shawl
cover
duty.
Up.
I hate.
Yeah, she's on shawl duty, and it was kind of funny because like by the end of the night, you were like, yeah, that person definitely like needs a shawl, or that person. Because like, I mean, some of the girls were. I'm like, why are we showing boobies at like right here? I'm like, this doesn't like really bad. I'm like, yeah, you
need a shawl.
You need a shawl.
You need a shawl.
You need a shawl.
The shame shawl.
But the thing too, the shame shawl. No,
the shawl of shame.
I don't even know if my friends are going to remember that, but I do.
Oh, that's so funny.
But the thing that I remember about my banquet too, which I think it's similar for public school proms too, that like the way that you enter into like the school parking lot is kind of a big deal. You know, people are standing around, like maybe your family's there hyping you up. And it's kind of like, ooh, how are people going to come into prom? So it's like the way that you drive in is like so fun. So honestly, I don't even remember what we did my junior year. Like we probably just like drove his car or something. But our senior year, we got a bunch of like our friends together and the guys decorated this like float for us. Like they put it together because they were all close. It was like 5 guys were really close, and all of their girlfriends, including me, like were their dates. So there's like 10 of us on this float, and it was so cute. We had like candy. We were like standing up like we were on some like, I actually was just looking for a video because I'm like, I need to remember what this looks like in my head. So we'll post all these photos. But that was just like so fun and so hype because we were like one of the last ones that came too, and so we planned that out. We're like, we want to make a grand entrance, you know,
of course.
So funny.
And it was just so fun. And so like everyone's just like waiting around, like cheering you on as you know, come in. And one of the guys' dads was like a teacher there, and like he would like was loved by everybody. So he's like driving the tractor, and everyone's like, Mr. Stutzman, you know, just like going crazy.
Such a Mennonite name.
Such a Mennonite.
I was like, are they my cousins? Are we related?
Probably, honestly, wouldn't be shocked.
That's funny.
But yeah, and then the actual banquet, I mean, was like dinner. Same thing with you. The juniors would put it on for the seniors, so they come up with a theme the day or the day before and day up. You're like, you know, doing last minute touches. Like you're the ones that's like putting it on. I don't know. Is that like typical for prom too? Know. For like
I have
juniors
no
to
clue.
do it?
Tell us if you went to public school. Like, we don't know.
It's always like a prom committee.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's like
true.
movies. So
in movies,
true. Yeah, I know it's like maybe not.
Yeah, just tell us, like, confirm like what you do, just really quick. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just
yeah. I'm just curious.
I always wanted to go to a real prom. I always thought that would have been so fun.
I did go to a prom actually.
Oh my gosh! How many freaking things did you go?
Well, I was going to ask that at the end.
14 banquets and 2
proms. Oh, you just wanted to casually be like, oh, P.S. Actually,
no, I was going to ask if any of you guys went to prom. I did go to the public school prom my junior year. Yeah.
Did you dance?
I did. It was actually okay. This guy, we're like friends now, but he had a big crush on me at the time, and he asked me, and I said yes because I was like, yeah, I want to go to the public school prom. And I went, and little like innocent Mennonite Meredith was not ready for that dance floor.
Oh,
like
I'm sure.
you look in the middle, and it's just like grinding and
grind
train, and like guys that have their like that are just wearing like their vest, like their like actual shirt is out, you know what I mean? Which like I knew, but like 16-year-old Meredith
until
was
you
not
actually see
ready
it until you actually see it in your real
and
life.
So I do remember I have this vivid memory of dancing with my date and like slow dancing and like just being so far apart, like arms like arms fully extended.
Did you do that?
I think we both kind of were like felt awkward. Like he liked me but like knew I didn't really like him, and I knew he liked me but I didn't like him, you know what I mean? And like I don't know, it was kind of
poor guy, to be honest.
But honestly now like we're great friends, like, and he is with someone. I'm married. Like, it's fine. But
I hope it'd be fine. It's been like
he's probably still thinking about that dance and his dreams.
But I did.
Meredith was just
only and my arms weren't completely extended.
But the year before, I dated someone from the public school, and he was there with his new girlfriend. And I remember like seeing them dancing and getting like a pit in my stomach of like, oh, they look really happy. Aww. And like I'm standing here dancing with like this guy who's really nice but like I don't like, and I remember like it was kind of a bummer if I'm honest. I did not have like an awesome time. I also didn't really know anyone else. My cousin went to the public school, so I knew her, but she like was with all her friends, you know. So anyways, I did go to prom. It was fine.
Interesting. No, I never. My sister went to prom. She was dating someone from the public school at the time. So I remember her getting ready, and I'm like, let me know how it is. And I think she came back too. She was like, this is so weird. She's like, you know, because the thing about banquet is literally it's just like the dinner portion. You know what I mean?
You literally go and eat
dinner.
It's
like that's all you do.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what I liked about what EMHS did, I wonder if you guys did that too. They would choose somewhere to do the after banquet.
Yeah.
But it had to be like pre-approved, all this stuff, because we would do dancing. Now, mind you, would be like the Cotton Eye Joe and like line dancing or like nothing crazy. Maybe the Cupid Shuffle if we're getting into it.
Crazy.
I know, crazy. But our junior year, like we could not, senior year. I guess the juniors couldn't find another place. So we ended up doing it in our gym. And I just remember we were like, oh, this is on, like, literally right down the road. Was kind of like annoying because it was like obviously the building.
Yeah.
But it actually ended up being fun. Like, they had like a whole, like, maybe not a disco ball, but those lights that are, kind of making it feel clubbish without being clubbish. They had like random booths, like photo booths and stuff. And so it actually ended up being fine. But I'm like, could we not have like not done this right where we go to school every day? Because banquet is also here. And now we have to walk to the gym. But it still was fun.
Forgot to add this.
Oh, you just keep forgetting to
I'm
add
sorry.
things,
I'm sorry. I have 2 things I forgot to add.
Okay.
Sorry, Casey. We will get to you.
We'll get to you.
It's fine. I'm not that exciting anyway.
One, another reason we couldn't have dancing at ours was because our gym was donated by like an Amish person, like an Amish man, like donated it and like had his crew like built it.
What?
And but it was under the condition of there can never be dancing here.
No way.
Yes, I can't believe I forgot to mention that. So,
that's like a huge
but that's also part of like the Mennonite. Like, I don't think there would have been anyways because donors would have not liked that, and the board wouldn't have liked that.
Yeah.
But also because it was like this like ancient commitment from this Amish man that donated the gym, which actually is the same thing for the Christian high school here in Orange City. It was donated by someone. The gym was, and it's the same contract of like, yeah, but you can't dance here. So they have their prom at an event center.
Are these
For
people
reference
still
to-
alive? Like, would they know?
I don't know. The board knows. The board would know.
I hope not. Just for the sake of them.
But, yeah.
I that sounded so morbid. I just meant so that they could have dances. But sorry,
I hope they are dead.
I hope they're dead. No, that's not.
I hope.
I'm sorry.
We'll cut. I'm leaving it in.
No, keep it.
Yeah.
No, keep it. But so sorry if you are dead. No, but what I was gonna say is, I think a big part, like people that don't know the Mennonites, like I think there are just certain like rules just are so generational and are just so like ingrained in you that like when we say like we couldn't dance because like dancing could lead to premarital sex and have a kid out of wedlock, like that seemed like that was like people's worst fears.
The worst
like let's do anything to not have that. I mean, and Casey and Mare both know just from like siblings that had kids out of wedlock. What? No,
that's true. That's just funny. I didn't
that's
know where you
what
were
it
going with that, and then I was like, "Oh, we're there." And then I was like, "Wait, because we're pregnant." And then I was like, "No, both had siblings who committed this adulterous sin."
Married though. I'm crying. No, but just like I think that was like like people's like worst fears, especially in the Mennonite community.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, this is just like it's such a like an outward sin. I put in quotes that I think like they just were like, we cannot have this happen. So any kind of dancing, which is kind of funny though, when I look back, we would have like line dances all the time. Like we would go to like barns and like do like the Virginia Reel, and I'm like, so what kind of dance are we saying
Hold
we're
on.
okay
I'm
with?
sorry. My school definitely did not.
Okay, didn't do
Really?
line dances. No. And what is the Virginia Reel?
Yeah.
What?
I need to know.
It's just a kind of, it's like where you stand on two sides and you like clap, and then people like kind of like, it's almost like they're
get up and do it right now. Post it on the story.
No, I can't. I'm gonna send you a video because I can't even describe it right now. But we would have like random things like that. I mean, maybe they weren't school function. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Anyways, so when we say dances, like we didn't have homecoming dances.
Yeah.
That's probably a big
Absolutely
thing for
not.
most public schools. Just different things like that. That was like not the case.
It was like
but
banquet
also
was
like
the thing because it was the only thing. There was nothing else to look forward to.
Eating dinner and like talking to your friends and then going and like doing
and like honestly, I feel like
friends.
The guys, it was not really fun for. They had to like wear like a suit and rent a car, and like the girls we got the afternoon off. It was like Friday, and we would get that afternoon off
the heck?
So we could so we could like get ready, and it was fun. It was an event, like you'd get ready with all your friends.
Oh wait, you did it on
with your friends.
Did it on Fridays.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So we could get drunk that night. Man. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely
Actually, I do
not.
remember hearing stories. Of like different people in my high school like going to like after parties and like drinking and being like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe
yeah.
Because like I went with my friends and we like, played games or something, which was still fun. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm at least not like in my grade, in my era. We did not do that. All 12 of us went back to someone's barn.
All 12?
Or 12 of us went back to someone's barn and watched a movie. Platonically.
Okay, that sounds fun though.
Yeah.
Platonically,
it was fun.
please.
But that's the thing too. I think even if there would have been dancing, I'm trying to think of like my class and the class below me. I don't think we would have danced. Like,
yeah,
20 of us.
That's fair. That's
Anyways.
fair.
That's really funny.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah,
Case. What was Iowa banquet
All right,
like?
you ready?
So ready.
Okay, so I went to Iowa Mennonite School, which it no longer is IMS. It's now Hillcrest Academy. So the funny thing is they can't have prom now.
Oh, because it's not
LOL.
Mennonite anymore.
So it's not a Mennonite school anymore.
Wow. Do they have prom?
They do, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's called prom now. It's called prom now.
Is it still like a private school?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
But just private schools can have prom, I guess.
Dang.
I guess
this is
the
news
Christian
to
schools
me.
around here have prom. Yep. Okay, so
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah. So that whole era of banquet at IMS is no longer.
Wow.
So
That is intense.
I know, it's crazy. It's like when I left, girls could start wearing spandex for volleyball. And
That's volleyball. I remember that too when I left, and I was like, "Why couldn't we have done that?"
like we literally begged,
okay.
but it's fine. Anyway, so how our banquet worked, obviously very similar to you guys. However, it was put on by the juniors, but it was only juniors and seniors that can go. You cannot invite anyone from your school in the lower grade. You can invite someone from a different school in a lower grade, but you cannot invite any, like freshmen and sophomores were not allowed to go no matter what.
Unless they went to a different school.
Interesting.
Yes.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was just the rules.
Yeah.
Sophomores were required to help.
Okay.
So sophomores were there, like serving the dinner to everybody.
Oh, actually, we did that too.
Ours
Okay.
were like, but we only asked like the people that we liked. It was like we asked
Oh.
select sophomores or freshmen, like, hey, do you want to?
That they wanted
Yeah.
there.
Oh, everyone had to go.
Oh,
It wasn't like
interesting.
a matter
Okay.
of like, it was like that was part of your job to go.
Yeah.
Obviously the promenade of driving up and like making sure you had a cool car or like a fun vehicle. Like some people drove their tractors. One guy drove like half a car, which was kind of cool.
Half a car?
Yeah,
Oh,
half a car.
What does that
Okay.
mean?
Like part of it
Literally
was
half
missing.
of a car. Mm-hmm.
All right.
But it was like, it was a
Memorable.
big spectacle. Like you wanted to have a nice car, you wanted to
Yeah.
have some nice situation, and then everyone's there, and then they take pictures of you, and then with the theme that was made by the juniors, actually the whole school, or at least the areas that you were in, were decorated like crazy. So for us, it
that's
was like
cool.
if you had a theme, I think for when we were juniors, we made it. It was called a Starry Night.
Ooh.
And I actually made the banquet invitations. Like I drew it.
Oh,
just remember that.
nice.
So like the whole theme then as you would walk in is like the idea was to transform the school into whatever the theme was. So a Starry Night. So you'd walk in and then you'd walk down this hallway and you basically just made it look like you weren't actually at the school. And so parents of juniors and juniors and people from the school would help and volunteer, and it was a huge deal to completely transform the school and make it look really cool. And it was like you were not allowed to go in there unless you were on the committee to help or you actually participated in the junior senior banquet, because it was like a huge deal.
I like that.
And I remember as a kid, I was like, I cannot wait until I get to go in there and see what everything is.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was like they would black out the doors. So like
Mhm.
you'd open the door and then it's like, okay, that you get to see it. And so your senior year, it was like a complete surprise to you. You had no idea what it was going to be. But
that kind of
yeah.
happened at my
Yeah.
school too. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really
so
cool.
that was super fun. You guys know this, and people who went to the same school as me know this, but I did not get asked my junior year.
It's okay.
And I had 36 people in my class, so that makes it really sad because there was an even number.
Oh.
And
like even guys
Yeah,
and girls.
That actually does make me sad.
yeah, I think it was even.
Did you go with like a group then?
No, Mary, I didn't.
Okay.
No,
just
no one invited me. It was 3 days before, and I'm like talking to like some of my friends, and I'm like, so this is embarrassing. So like, what am I supposed to do? And I ended up asking this random guy from the public school that I literally never met until the day that he came to pick me up.
What?
Because the public school in our town had prom the same day.
Oh.
So I couldn't ask anybody from the neighboring school that I totally knew.
I was going to say like Nathan.
Hold that thought. They had prom the same day, so I couldn't ask anybody that I knew.
Okay.
Which was kind of lame on their part because a lot of times there would be a lot of crossover between like IMS and the public school.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't know who to ask, and someone was like, "You could ask this guy," and I was like, "Okay." So I did.
You're like, I guess I will.
I was like, at this point, I'm desperate. Yeah. No one's gonna go with me. So yes. So I asked this guy. Literally, we meet. Like he literally comes and picks me up at my sister's house, and I literally have never met the guy in my entire life. And then we take pictures together. Luckily, this guy was super, super nice. My family is just whatever. Like we're like, whatever. This is funny. Like let's just make it like we're not gonna make it weird. I wore my sister's old dress that she wore when she was, I think, a senior. It was black. Hers was actually strapless. Ooh. But then I added straps to it, and we like kind of, oh my gosh, it's literally so funny, this whole situation. If my aunts are listening to this, they're probably like having PTSD because we wanted to put gemstones on the straps that we added. So we like sewed it ourselves. Like, what the freak are we doing? But to add the gemstones, we bought like this roll of gemstones that we really liked. And when you guys see this dress, like you never will look at it the same knowing the story behind it. But literally,
Case, do you remember though when we were at convention one year, or it was either convention or a choir thing, and we met up, and it was like right before banquet, and we were like talking about our banquet dresses, and I remember you talking about this exact same thing. How you were like, I'm altering it to look like this. It's black. It's this, and we're like showing each other our photos. And mind you, my junior year was like neon.
Oh
orange.
My gosh! Of course.
Looking back, I'm like, this is hideous.
Oh, also, I think I helped you pick out your senior year prom dress because we went to Heston to do the visit, and I remember you showing me all the dresses. We were in the library, and anyway.
Really?
But that was just a side note because I remember you got that pink and that bow in the front. I remember that with the sequins.
Yes. That's the one that I borrowed from the friend. Anyway, I just had a flashback to you talking about this exact dress.
Anyway, I'm going to go back to this moment because it's like one of those things you're like, no way you did that. I'm like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I
did. The whole situation was just intense. So we added straps. We literally sewed them ourselves. Like, I think my mom knows how to sew a little bit. So I think maybe my mom did it. Don't remember. Okay. Don't remember. So we wanted the straps to like cross in the back because it was like kind of a lowish back. But so we had it cross in the back, and then we wanted to add the gemstones, and the gemstones, it was like a roll of like that you could buy that were just like thin, individual, whatever. And we didn't know how to get them on there. So we hot glued them on. But we waited to last minute because that's how we roll.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing the dress with the straps on. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this looks really cool. But when we add the gems, like, it will look cooler. And so we literally put it on me.
Ow. Also,
it was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Wait, it was on top of you?
So I'm wearing the dress.
We put the hot gluing the gemstones onto the dress while it's on her body.
I'm speechless.
And they're like, cases. I'm like, oh, that's kind of uncomfortable. And they're like, well, yeah. I mean,
well, yeah, it's burning your.
Suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up. Figure it out. So that's what happened. So when you guys look at this dress,
I'm putting it in our chat. I actually found it. I'm on Facebook right now.
Okay. Those are
hot my gosh.
I mean, honestly, good. Iconic dress though.
No, did you put the gemstones on like the neckline too?
No, the front that was already on there.
Okay,
that was already on there.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Also, it was a straight across dress, but I didn't like that because that wasn't in style anymore because that was early 2000s.
Yes.
So we added that brooch on there, which a brooch is such a funny situation, but we added that brooch and we scrunched it so that it had a little bit of a sweetheart top.
Love that.
Oh, yeah, the sweetheart could be higher too, by the way.
Because we definitely had to be conscious about how. I know. We had to be.
That's
we had to be modest.
So funny.
I mean, I actually really like your dress. Like the fact that it's black, I feel like you were ahead of your time because half of us are doing neon colors that are never gonna.
I mean, I just
look good on.
I always remembered like I didn't want to be like, oh my gosh, that is. I've always been like this. I don't want to wear a dress that is of that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Well,
so
you crushed it.
Thank you.
I can't believe you hot glued it on top of your body.
Literally on top.
Honestly, I can. That's the most like Perez thing I've ever heard. Like when you said we waited till the day of, I was like, yeah, you did. I would expect. You don't even have to tell me that. I knew that.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So anyway, so he comes and picks me up. We take pictures, all that jazz. Also, we added a slit in the dress. And there was not a slit. And we added the gemstones around the slit that were also not there.
As you have to.
Yeah. So I was actually kind of into the dress. Like I was proud of it. And you can see all the other girls around me. Like obviously you can see what the vibe was. So my date and I, we had fun. I mean, we ate food. I think we had chicken cordon bleu. I don't know why I remember that, but
classic.
I think we did. And I was trying to explain to him how this whole banquet thing was because he went to the Iowa City Public Schools, which were massive, like 500 kids, 500, 600 kids per class type of thing. So I was trying to I'm like, okay, when we get there, it's going to be like, everyone's going to be really excited to see us. And so we have to like, kind of like, you know, do a twirl or whatever. But I'm like, when we go inside, it's not going to be like a normal, like, I don't know. Yeah. I was trying to just like
dampen the expectations.
Get him prepared for this moment. I was like, so we're going to eat, we're going to sit, we're going to have dinner. And that's kind of like what we're going to do. And then we're going to have an entertainment. And so, after we ate dinner, there was actually like a surprise. And one of the parents, actually had a fireworks show prepared for us, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that's fun.
He gave me his jacket. You know, I put the jacket over my shoulders and my hot glued straps. And we watched the fireworks, and it was actually really cool. And then we, for after banquet, we went to the YMCA in Wellman, which is the town over, which is where the public school was. But they had a bunch of different things there. So we had like one of those cash machines where like money's flying all over the place and you can go and like grab stuff out of it, and a bunch of different like games. And then there was like a slideshow. And so the idea is that like the juniors put it on for the seniors. And I don't even remember what we did. Honestly, don't remember. But I don't know. Him and I, we had a really good time. And literally it was like, okay, I'm getting to know you in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Even less than that.
Did you fall in love?
Clearly.
Yeah. Yes.
Still together.
We're still together to this
day. It was
day.
actually Bryce.
Surprise.
It's actually Bryce. I thought that it went super, super well. Personally.
Okay.
And it's actually kind of a tragic story, so I probably won't tell the full thing, and we probably won't air the full thing.
Okay.
But it went really well. We had a ton of fun. He dropped me off at the end of the night, kissed me on the cheek, and said, "I would love to kiss you, but I don't kiss on the first date."
Oh.
Okay.
Respectful man.
His dad is a pastor. So he's a PK, which is why we knew it was a safe bet to invite him, even though he's from the public school. We had like fun banter. I remember he made fun of the way I said milk because I say it more milk instead of milk or whatever you're supposed to say. And we had fun, and then we were kind of texting for a couple days, and you know, but he goes to a different school and you know. But it ended fine. Like it was a fairy tale night in the sense that it was like everything a girl could have wanted in that moment. Like, met him, swept me on my feet, like had so much fun. It was a magical night. We had a lot of fun. However, he borrowed a tie from my cousin and he never ended up giving it back. So we never saw each other. So to this day, he still has the tie. So if you're out there, if you're listening, you
I'm
know
sorry, that
are.
was a tragic.
Anyway, that was my junior year. It's kind of a happy, like in terms of the night itself, it was magical. And then things after that were
just
not necessarily so magical. So anyway, the following year, this was like kind of, so like fast rewind. Okay. This is a couple days after banquet had happened, and I was hanging out with my cousin Dayton, and then Nathan, who I've name dropped before, is, you know, the love of my life growing up as a kid, and then turned one of my best friends, guy friends ever.
This is the little boy kiss in the tunnel. Boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the tire.
Little boy
in the tire.
In the tire, yeah.
So we were hanging out like a couple days later, and then I think we were like talking about like, oh, this was your prom experience, this is my banquet experience or whatever. And then Nathan's like, oh, why didn't, like, you should have asked me. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, we had prom or banquet the same day. And he goes, oh, I'll go with you next year. And it's funny because Nathan kind of made it a mission the following year to go to as many proms as physically possible.
Okay,
which is
the
most Nathan.
Yeah,
this is the most
he wanted
Nathan
to kiss
thing
as
ever.
many girls as he could, like in first grade, and now he wants to go to prom
Yes.
as many proms as he could.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Hey, he's consistent.
So like if
Good for
you
him.
would go to Nathan's Facebook and do a deep dive, you will find at least 6 proms
in just
think his
one
senior
year. That's crazy.
and then
my
one
gosh.
banquet.
That's really
6
funny.
proms, like 1 banquet. So anyway, we had kind of decided the year before that we were going to go together. I didn't know how serious he was about it. So then when we get to the next year, I was like, I kind of like jokingly was like, hey, we're going again, right? Or like, we're going together, right? And he'd be like, yeah, as long as it doesn't like conflict with my other proms or whatever.
Awesome.
You know,
Cool.
But we got to the point, and so we ended up going together. And that year, and this is going to sound so cheesy, but I swear it was like cutting edge at the time. When we get out of the car to like do like a scene of like, yeah, we're here, we did a selfie together.
Yeah.
On his phone.
Oh, I
love
But
that.
you guys, it
That
was so
the era.
cool at the time.
Yes. That was when selfies were
Now
like
it's like
coming.
Yeah.
on your digital camera, right?
Yeah. No, it was on his phone. He had an iPhone.
Yeah, Kira, this wasn't like
Senior year?
2008.
I know,
This was
but
2014.
Senior year was it'd be
Senior year.
2014, and he had.
I guess you're right.
Did you have an
I
iPhone
guess
going
you're
into
right.
college?
Sorry.
I did.
I guess I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, Kara, you had
Did I?
one for like a hot minute.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me.
Okay.
But I'm envisioning like an actual digital camera.
I
which
also would
would've
like
been
that.
funny,
That
but-
would be kind of funny too.
I
but-
know.
It would have been really funny to have a digital camera, but no, that didn't.
Tell me you
happen.
have the selfie though somewhere.
So I have a picture of us taking the selfie.
That's good enough. Yeah.
So
Okay.
Kara, go to Facebook, go to my photos.
Yep, I
you will
mean,
find it.
she's
So my
there.
senior year, I did a tan dress off the
Ooh,
shoulder
okay.
with a little bit of a jeweled gemstone on the shoulder or something.
I love that.
I actually was going to go for like a lavender-y dress, but it wasn't
Ooh.
coming in time.
Hmm.
And so I had to
When
like
did you
quick
order it?
last minute.
Change it up.
I actually ordered it in time because
Okay.
I had been looking at it.
Okay.
Good question.
And
good question.
this is when you were like ordering stuff from China, and you probably shouldn't have been ordering stuff from
Yeah.
China. And it came too late. And when it did come, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful, but I don't even think it would have fit me because the sizing was all over the map and sadness, but whatever. So yeah, I just wore like which it's funny now because I wore it for banquet. And then I proceeded to kind of wear that style of dress in every single wedding that I've ever been in since. Like, here, once you
It
send
was
this
the
picture into
trend.
the group chat, and you guys will probably all look at this,
And
like,
I'm really
and people
trying to
now be
look.
like, yeah, it looks like you're wearing like a freaking bridesmaid dress. I'm telling you guys a story. I started trends. That was the bridesmaid dress that everyone.
Did it look like
More moving
the
forward.
one that like I had you wear?
Maybe. I don't remember. Kara, where
Is it in an
are we at with
album?
this? Where are we at this
Well,
this photo?
I'm also looking
So I
and
was
I
just
can't
looking
find
at
it.
Casey's photos, and I couldn't see it there. Do you remember which album it's in.
Oh, I didn't put anything in albums.
I did find this gem though. Purple hair.
Oh, it's not purple. The lighting is trash.
Oh, okay.
And I took it on a flip phone.
Okay. Literally looks so purple.
It does, but it's swear it's not.
Okay, let me go down a little further because I see all of your banquet photos from your junior year, but the next one is hard. So give me just a sec because I honestly can't even picture. Like I can picture Mare's dresses, so iconic.
Oh wait, I think I have a picture. I think I have a picture of me. Oh yeah, yeah. Shut up.
Shut up.
If you beat us to
I think I actually have a photo. Oh, I have a picture of it.
Oh, I see it.
I have a picture of it. I'll send it to you guys.
Oh, I forgot about this dress. Also, everybody's in their bejeweled era.
Oh, I know.
Yes, that tan dress. Yeah, that looks really good on you.
I can't. Did you send it?
Yeah, I sent it.
You just know, like, as a girl during this time, like, the dresses were, like, everything. Also, some of these necklaces make me laugh because they're, like, that big, kind of chunky.
Monkey.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm sending them, and obviously none of them are going through.
No, I got it. Love that.
I see it.
Holy bejeweled dress.
That's so fun. Honestly, the selfie that's pretty sick.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, it was cutting edge.
Yeah.
But so my shoes and my corsage were lavender because it was supposed to go with my dress, but then it ended up just being like the accent color.
Yeah. It worked.
Because I had a
basic color, yeah.
But anyway, so our senior year or junior year put on their own like performance basically of our entertainment, which was actually pretty funny, and they predicted what our future was going to be, and they did like a whole
card readings.
No, not like card reading, but they were like, okay, so Casey, after she graduated high school, did this and this and this, and so I'm gonna totally out myself here.
I like this,
and I'm fine with it. I'm 28, doesn't matter, basically 28. So I did not get my driver's license until I turned 18. Okay, you guys know that.
Yep.
That's no secret.
Forgot about that fact.
I also did.
I lived like 3 minutes from my school, and my church was across the street from my school. And so my mom just took me places, and people drove past my house all the time. So I just got rides with people. Okay.
Yeah.
And it didn't bother me that I didn't have my driver's license. It bothered everyone else in the entire world and anyone who ever knew me.
Well, because they had to pick you up.
It would have bothered me.
Well, my mom was taking me all over the place. So it was really my mom, if anyone cared. It's mostly my mom. Fair. But anyway, everyone was just like bent out of shape that I didn't have my driver's license. But anyway, it was just like a big joke. So when we got to the junior, senior portion of the night, and the juniors were predicting what our futures would be, the big joke for me is that Casey grew up and she became a professional car racer.
What?
Okay.
How accurate that turned out to be.
Oh, yeah.
Spot on.
Like she became, because it was like a well-known factor across the school that I didn't have my driver's license, and so she became to be one of the most successful race car drivers in history. And
okay, that's actually kind of funny.
It was really funny, but everyone got individual like things written about them, so it kind of made you feel special.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Don't remember what the after prom was, but I remember went to a friend's house after that. And we like stayed the night at a friend's house. Oh, but the last thing I wanted to say about our banquets, and I don't know if this was like a thing for you guys. No, it wasn't, because you guys had yours on Fridays. So ours banquets were always on Saturdays. And so the thing was, you would stay up obviously super duper late, but only the elite, and I say that in air quotes because I didn't care.
We can't even see the air quotes.
I know.
But I'm envisioning it.
Only the elite would go to church the next day in their banquet dress.
Yes,
their banquet dress.
I didn't say that, but yes, that was a thing
never
too.
taking it off. Never taking it off.
Oh, yeah. I guess you just stay in it.
Yeah, you stay in it because you just were up all night and then you go to church the next day. in your banquet dress.
That's actually pretty iconic. I wish that was a thing.
I didn't do it.
I mean, we would go, like, there were girls at church who would go, like, after prom or after banquet. They would wear that dress then on Sunday.
Oh, funny.
But they weren't in all night. Wow, that's
like,
really
I
good.
could have done that my junior year, but I didn't really want to wear that black dress to church because it was a little tighter. And I didn't want to.
Scandy.
Yeah. And then the next year I stayed at a friend's house and we didn't, and my mom was like, "Are you going to go to church?" I was like, "No, we're up late. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
Mom.
not going to go."
Yeah.
But she was like, "Well, this person showed up to church in their dress and this," and I'm like, "Good for them. Happy for them."
Yeah.
Not doing that. But yeah, that was like a thing. So like if you
So funny.
were truly dedicated to the Lord, you were going to show up to church the next day with your banquet dress on.
That's
which is
iconic.
So funny. So funny. Yeah.
That's fun. I kind of wish that we could have gone to each other's just to like
experience it. Yeah.
We could have been each other's plus ones. Gross. Casey's laughing over there.
Oh, my dress is so bland. Ugh.
I know. Looking back, I mean, I'm sure.
Well, I had to order it a week before. That's why.
I was obsessed with my dress my senior year because it was the one year that I picked out my dress, and that was when I was in my mermaid phase.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was really, my goal was to look as much like a mermaid as I could without being a weirdo.
You're so funny.
So like it was a mermaid fit, of course. It was navy blue. It had ruffles, and my earrings even like were dangly, like the like diamond. But but they were like wavy, like they looked like
cute.
What's that called? They look like scales, you know.
Wow.
And I used I had that 3-prong curler, so I like my hair was like
oh
wavy.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I gotta find my
Okay, where are the pictures?
Yep, I knew Carissa would come through.
Oh, the orange.
I think I remember
need to
it.
see this.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh
like,
yeah. Oh
yeah.
man, I can barely look at it,
I know.
Kiera.
I know.
Kiera.
It's so bad.
It screams Kiera. Also, the braid. Is it a braid?
No,
Oh,
it's curly, spirally curls.
Well, it was a waterfall braid. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it started way over there and kind of went.
But if I would have
around.
seen this, on Facebook, I'd have been like, "Damn, that looks so good." You know?
Right.
Also,
back in the time,
the open mouth Kiera with the thumb up is a classic Mennonite Kiera pose. Pre getting to the world.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Also the fact like Carissa's mint pants with the little skinny belt that is barely hanging on.
And are those
and
heels,
hanging out the
kind of
bottom.
Heels?
They're kind of heels.
Kind of
They're
heels,
kind
yeah.
of heels. Maybe
It was
wedges?
important though, like if you were the sister to like you needed to look good that day also to make sure that you supported.
I do remember being little, like, and going like when my sister and my brother were going to banquet, and they were like the cool popular kids in their like grades, and I was like the chunky annoying little sibling, and I would just like go and I'd look at all these girls and feel just so ugly. And so then whenever I went, like I remember this feel like pulling up, like specifically in this blue dress and being like, I'm that now. Like being like that little fat girl felt like vindicated. Like, no,
this one, the low cut, the low cut blue one.
I felt like
that blue one.
Yeah, I felt like I looked like skinny in it. I felt like I looked pretty. Like I was like, oh, I'm not that like chunky little kid anymore. You know,
you do look hot in that.
Is it a high low or
it's
is
a high?
The wind
it's a high
blowing
low.
it up.
It's a high.
Okay.
Low. Yeah. No, and I'm not saying like I love that dress like I would wear it now, but at the time I was like, no. Love this dress. Specifically, I think I loved it so much because my sister was like, "Oh, that dress was made for you," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, approval!"
You remember
Morgan's
feeling good
approval.
about that?
Yeah,
right?
Because at that point we like weren't. She like didn't like me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways,
okay, we should probably about this.
Should we bring down the
Sorry,
mood?
guys, we just went to an absolute rabbit hole.
Yeah, we were just looking at all the pictures,
looking at all of our pictures and dissecting them. So we would love to know your thoughts also on our dresses. So please comment, blast us. They don't look good. We know they don't.
Yeah. Give us your honest hot takes.
Please give us your opinions.
Yeah. Mayor brings down the mood. Kind of an easy one today, or not easy, but like just a good question. We've been talking a lot about TV shows. If you could only watch 2 TV shows for the rest of your life, what would they be? I give
know
2
this
because I can't pick just one. So 2.
For the rest of your
For
life.
the rest of your life, what would you pick?
It's so funny that you brought this up because Bryce and I were just talking about
Really?
shows. But we never came to a conclusion. It was like one of those like, something to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, I have mine too.
Okay.
Actually.
Wow, that was so fast.
I'm ready.
That was so fast.
I know.
It was so fast.
I was thinking while you were talking, and my number one.
In the last 10 seconds, you were thinking.
I know. I was like, it didn't even talk that long.
I know. Sorry. In the last
while you said that one
milliseconds.
sentence, I was thinking.
My brain was going. My number 1 would have to be Friends.
Ooh.
I just think that I could watch that in any scenario. And it's a good 20, just like quick episodes. So I could be like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And just like little by little. And I don't think I would get tired of it. Now, granted, I've only ever seen it once all the way through. Like ever.
Well,
but I would
a bold
still
thing to say then if you've only watched it once.
But I would
through.
still put it on my top because I think maybe that's why also because I am not like I wouldn't get tired of it because I know the plot, but I don't know like line by line.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh at this one, but it's well actually I'm going back and forth between if I'm actually gonna say Grey's Anatomy or not.
No way.
I know.
Do it though. I mean,
honestly, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. It's not a bad one to pick.
It's either Grey's Anatomy or New Girl, but I think if I were to choose, I would choose Grey's only because New Girl and Friends, between the 2
They're
of
the
them,
same
I would
genre.
choose Friends.
Yeah.
Same genre. So 2 vastly different shows.
mm-hmm.
I think those are going to be my 2 because they're just like polar opposites.
So
Friends
funny.
and Grey's is that what I'm locking
I like
in.
that.
Okay.
You need the funny and you need the drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just go because I would probably also say Friends. I've seen that show so many times, and I used to watch it in college all the time too. It's kind of nostalgic, and I don't have to watch it. Like I can just hear it, and I know exactly what's going on, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably have to say, I'm almost like begrudgingly say this, but also at the same time, it's now a part of me because of who I'm married to. But The Office.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been
times.
my first choice when maybe you would ask me this like a couple years ago, but Bryce loves it. He's seen it so many times I can't even begin to put a number on it. But now there's certain seasons that I try to avoid, but like if I could watch like season 2 through 5.
Yeah.
Up
until Michael
5 or
leaves,
6.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even after Michael leaves, like it's still good. It's just different kind of good. But yeah, so probably Friends and The Office.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
Have
good.
you watched?
Yeah.
Do you have Peacock?
Yeah.
Do you watch the Superfan episodes?
Yeah, they're
Love
really
those.
interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
they just added the season 7 ones. They're so good.
They're super fun.
Yeah.
And so Bryce and I will be like, that's new. We love that.
Yeah, it's
and
like
so that'll be fun.
Kiara, in case you don't know, or anyone else who doesn't know, they add like the deleted scenes in. So there's like
cool. No, I didn't know
extra scenes, which is fun.
extra content.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so quotable.
It
It
is.
is so quotable. I mean, so is Friends, honestly, in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's super. Yeah. Anyway, those are my
Those are
answers.
good
I don't know. I'm
ones.
kind of disappointed by my answers, but it's true. I mean, like that's
what you would watch.
Yeah.
Mare.
Oh man, I changed my answer like 5 times in the span of you guys talking. So, but I think I want to say Gilmore Girls for one of them, for the sake of
Okay.
that is a good mix of like drama, comedy, and comfort. But I've watched it so much in the last year that I'm kind of over it for right now. I need to give it like a year break.
You need a break.
I need a year break from it. I'll come back
But
to it
this is
next
all you
fall.
can watch. But Mare, this is all you can watch.
I know, so that's why
This is
I'm going to
it.
say not that. I am going to say Parks and Rec. I love Parks and Rec. That was super nostalgic for like high school. My high school friend group, we would get together and watch that. And like it's still just to me is so funny, even having watched it through so many times. So I think that, and I might say this is a kind of a wild card. And I'm just going to say it because this in reality is never going to actually happen, but I'm just going to say it. Pretty Little Liars.
Shut your literal
like
mouth.
it.
Pretty Little Liars.
No.
Yeah. For the drama, there's so many different plots that happen in that show. You rewatch it and you're like, wait a minute. I actually don't know how this ends up. like how this one specific plot line in this season ends up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that.
You know, in us talking, I thought about like 12,000.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm like, that's actually also my top.
And now that I said it, I wish I would have said Grey's Anatomy.
Really?
So maybe I'm
going back on Grey's, and maybe I mean Drake and Josh.
What?
Would I?
Oh, no, you don't.
Drake and Josh.
Sorry, I mean Zoe 101. I mean Zoe 101.
Okay, maybe.
Sorry, I mean Secret Life of the American Teenager. Actually,
I know. I'd rather never watch TV again than watch that show.
I mean,
oh my god.
I mean, Wipeout. Imagine.
Wipeout.
I mean ridiculousness.
I mean American Ninja Warrior.
I mean British Bake Off.
Okay, we got to be finished.
Okay, sorry, we're done. Okay, yeah, that was a good one.
That's finished. Oh, that's so funny.
I like
really
that. That was funny.
Oh, that's good.
Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed hearing us talk about.
I know.
Banquets.
I hope it was this enlightening.
Yeah.
Was this do you want more Mennonite
content?
What am I? Content.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I saying? Content.
And if you are Mennonite out there and you're currently in the season where you're about to go to banquet, let us know what has changed.
Totally.
Because we kind of gave a brief overview, but I do also want to know, maybe things aren't, this aspect isn't like as talked about much, or maybe it's not less the cars and it's more this or that. We want to know because we're so far removed.
Right. And also, like, what did you do at your prom? Like, I need to kind of know.
Yes.
Like, what did you do at your prom? And also, did you not get asked? Hey, let's talk about it. I'm here to support you. I'm here to support you.
There's a support group.
And if you are listening to this and you went to banquet with any of us, or and
or
you know what I mean, and you're like,
something that we didn't say.
Like, hey, I remember this story. Let us know.
Mm-hmm. Let us
an
know.
email.
Please write us an email.
We need the content. So
yeah,
it's spinforeverpod@gmail.com.
Yeah,
that's our shameless plug. Every episode, send us an email. We've just been loving our emails lately, so keep them coming. Keep our inbox fully loaded,
fully full,
fully full.
Fully stocked. Follow us on Instagram. Listen to us. Our episodes drop every Wednesday. So I don't know if we've ever said that.
Oh yeah,
have we ever said that?
It's in our.
I don't know.
It's on our Instagram.
I don't know. Like, they come out every Wednesday. So, and they drop at 12 a.m. So if you are up,
stay
if
awake.
You're up at, if you're up at 12 a.m.
They post at 3 a.m. or no?
Oh, Eastern time?
3 a.m. Eastern time, I think.
Yep. 2 a.m. my time, Central time.
And then
midnight East Pacific.
My time?
Main character.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
PST.
PST.
Not to be confused with PTSD. Different.
LOL.
Very different.
And this is IBF, not to be confused with IBS. It's been forever.
Honestly true.
On that note.
No, we love you guys so much.
Yeah.
And we're just so thankful that you guys tune in. If you're new here, this is your first episode and you've made it all this way. We're just so happy that you're here. Tune in next Wednesday for a new episode.
Yeah.
Okay. We love you guys.
Bye, guys.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.